back. It's time for some real talk with Tracy P., also known as the segment we like to call TNT Say What? So we're starting today with a picture that made the rounds and the headlines a couple of weeks ago. Gwyneth Paltrow sharing this photo of herself on her birthday in nothing but her birthday suit. And this wasn't her 20th birthday or her 30th birthday. This was her 48th birthday. I want to start by talking about this, and we're going to talk a little bit more about aging in front of the public. But listen, I give her props. I love a birthday suit. I think we should never forget what we look like in our birthday suits. I think it's good to embrace that. I also think maybe no big deal. She definitely fits the Hollywood and media standard of a thin body and blonde hair, and part of me is just like, yeah, I'd probably walk around naked all the time if that was me. T, what do you think?
That's how I thought when I saw it too. I mean, I would kind of walk around like that too, but to be honest, I don't look anything like that, and I walk around nude in my house all the time. So I think we should all celebrate our bodies, and I don't like clothes. So I understand her need to do that, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm with you there.
It's great that you can celebrate that. Yeah. Celebrate it. I mean, no matter what age you are, it's okay. Be free. Celebrate it. I mean, we don't all have to post it, but you know, but she looks great. She definitely looks great. I mean, I don't look anything like that, and I'm close to her age.
Me too, sweetie. Right with you there. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about aging in front of people, because Afua Hirsch, who is a British journalist, came out with this amazing article in The Guardian, and it was about something called lookism. And I know there's an ism for everything, but lookism is this idea of when our looks start to quote unquote go, we got to get off the air. And this happens all over the world. You know, I think it's part of the rules of the patriarchy. And I know that I have been gotten comments about everything from my weight to my lipstick color to my earrings to the length of my pants to my shoes. I get comments about everything in this industry and working on air. And you would expect that people are tuning in because they want to be visually pleased, but I don't see that same criticism being launched at my male colleagues almost at all. Maybe they might get a few things, but most people, I think, are okay with men looking just the way they look. They can have salt and pepper hair, and they are sort of celebrated for their gravitas or their humor or all these other things that women unfortunately can't get away with. The other thing I want to say before I throw it to you, T, is that I understand that people want to tune into something visually pleasing on television, but does that mean it has to be thinness and proximity to whiteness and a certain standard that we are used to seeing, perfect teeth and unblemished skin? Is this what we consider to be visually pleasing, or is there room to throw in some other ideals when it comes to the faces we are seeing? I'm throwing it to you now.
It's kind of like a catch-22, I think, you know, because I think with women too, we have so much we can do with our looks. We could add a ponytail, we can do makeup, we can dress ourselves up so many different ways that people overly criticize us when we're not exactly perfect. There were arguments with people about that when they were like, well, women start to lose their looks, but men get distinguished as they get older. And I was like, that's a load of like nonsense. I actually think that's really ridiculous. I think we are just like fine wine too. We get better with age. I think it's a lot of silliness, and we do put a lot of pressure on women, down to their makeup, down to their hair, down to their weight, down to their height, down to everything they're wearing, their style, their clothes. We do it to politicians with women as well. As like, men just aren't critiqued the same way at all. But I do think it's getting a lot better. I mean, if you look back even 50 years ago, in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, a lot of the women on, especially like American television, were in their 30s and in their 40s. Today, that's just not the case. It's moving a little bit more in this direction, in the better direction. I'm not saying that we are perfect. We have a long way to go. But we have people like Oprah, Wendy Williams, Ellen DeGeneres, Katie Couric. You know, you have Meredith Vieira. These are women who are 50 plus and up, you know what I mean? So a lot of women who are older are on television now and dominating television. You got Julie Chen as well, Robin Roberts. But I think when you have an audience that's based, like that's women based, it's not as important as opposed to an audience where you have men and women. You're a little bit more critiqued more, I think.
Well, my mortgage payments are happy with the line that you're taking, that things are getting better. I like to hear that. Yes, because the thing about it, the thing about it that's so upsetting to me is when women get pulled from their careers when they are mastering it. Everyone takes time to get good at their job. And just because you start getting crow's feet and some white hair does not mean that you should stop doing that job. So it is good to hear that there has been some progress. And the last thing I'm going to say is that, you know, we talk a lot about the media images that we're all bombarded with. If we had more people on the air that looked different, we would be helping to change that. We would be helping to change that dialogue and that impression that young girls are getting that they need to look a certain way. You can look any of those ways because you would see all of it in front of you on television. So yeah, I hope you're right, T.
Yeah,
and
we're
I hope
seeing
it's
men
getting better.
going well into their 70s. Yeah, men are going like well into their 70s on air, right? No one's saying anything about them. So I do think we are getting better. It's definitely, if you look at it from now, from 50 years ago, we definitely are better, but we still have a long way to go. Women are still definitely not treated the same when it comes to our aesthetics and being so critical, and we're so critical on each other as well. Like women do it to each other, and it's just, we should stop doing that, you know? It doesn't matter what your weight is, your skin color, your height, whether you're getting crow's feet, your gray hairs, all of that shouldn't matter though. Like you're right, the representation matters. The more we put it on, the more we normalize it, the better it's going to be. And little girls growing up will know they don't have to like age out of a job. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And by the way, love the ponytail. Thank you, T. Let's go to break now.
you.
It's so good.